We all know Patrick Star has a serious love affair with food, but just how much has the pink starfish actually consumed throughout the series? Today we're doing the math, tracking every single calorie he's inhaled and watching his appetite grow from casual snacking to competitive eating levels of madness. And what better place to start than Season 1's Hooky? Mr. Krabs is frantically warning everyone about the deadly fishing hooks scattered across Bikini Bottom.
The hooks, me bucko. They're back. Beware the hooks.
The hooks are dangerous, they're lethal, they could kill you. Patrick's only takeaway? Free snacks. He sees cheese on the hooks and just goes for it, completely ignoring the metal piercing through his cheeks. We're talking about 9 hooks stuck in his mouth simultaneously, all while he happily munches away, declaring they can't be that dangerous if they're covered in free cheese.
I sense no danger here. How could they be dangerous? They're covered with free cheese!
He manages to consume roughly 10 chunks of cheddar before anyone stops him. At about 50 calories per piece, Patrick just risked his life for 500 calories of free cheese. Moving on to Season 2's Life of Crime, Patrick's appetite only grows and so does his memory problem. He and SpongeBob are camping as fugitives with 2 chocolate bars between them. Patrick finishes his bar in literally 2 bites, completely forgets about eating it, then accuses SpongeBob of being a thief when he sees SpongeBob's uneaten bar.
You ate yours. This is mine.
You took my only food! Now I'm gonna starve!
Here, Patrick. Just take half of mine.
His entire face is covered in chocolate while he's screaming about starvation, having just consumed 200 calories seconds ago. The police eventually give them lollipops to calm things down, which Patrick also demolishes without hesitation. Between the chocolate bar and lollipop, we're looking at around 250 calories in total. Then we get to Grandma's Kisses, where Patrick shows us his most shameless side. The moment he arrives at Grandma's house and sees cookies, he transforms into an overgrown toddler. He's got the bib, the special hat, the whole setup.
And don't forget the cookie-eating hat!
While SpongeBob's trying to prove he's mature by declining treats, Patrick's screaming, "Keep him coming, Granny," and literally vacuuming plates of cookies into his face. The plates just keep coming and Patrick keeps inhaling them, washing everything down with glasses of milk like he's preparing for the Olympics.
Fresh batch of cookies.
Alright!
We're estimating he demolished about 30 cookies during this visit, which comes out to roughly 1,650 calories when you factor in all that milk. The wild part? He's completely stuffed until Grandma mentions it's 3 p.m., his designated lunchtime, and suddenly he's got room for more. Patrick operates on a schedule, and that schedule is always eating. Season 3's Rockabye Bivalve completely exposes Patrick's real priorities. He's supposed to be co-parenting a baby scallop with SpongeBob, which translates to SpongeBob doing everything while Patrick goes to work.
So, what's the plan for today?
No more fooling around. From now on, I'm Super Dad.
Every morning there's this massive breakfast spread. Pancakes piled high, eggs, toast, the works. Patrick's contribution? Declaring that parenting makes him hungry, then picking up the entire table and funneling all the food directly into his mouth like he's chugging a milkshake. We're talking about 2,000 calories minimum before he even pretends to leave for work.
All this parenting stuff makes me hungry. Hey, Junior, how you doing today? SpongeBob?
Yes, Patrick!
Kids gotta stay.
The fake job itself is just Patrick napping under his rock with a briefcase. When SpongeBob finally discovers the truth, he finds that briefcase stuffed with donuts and ice cream sundaes. We're talking a dozen donuts minimum and 2 massive sundaes just sitting there ready for consumption. This is what Patrick considers work supplies. SpongeBob's so angry he dumps everything on Patrick's head, but the plan was crystal clear.
2 coconuts!
So, this is work?
You know, it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes I gotta move the antenna, sometimes I lose the remote, and sometimes my butt itches real bad.
Oh, you poor thing. By the way, you forgot your briefcase.
Patrick was about to house another 4,000 calories of pure dessert while pretending to have a career. That brings this episode to a grand total of about 6,000 calories. In Club SpongeBob, Patrick experiences what might be the luckiest food moment in cartoon history. They're lost in the kelp forest, taking advice from a magic conch shell that keeps telling them to do nothing.
Oh, magic conch shell, what do we need to do to get out of the kelp forest?
Nothing.
Squidward, starving and mocking them, saying something like,
Nothing. We can't just sit here and do nothing.
Then, a cargo plane immediately drops an entire picnic feast right on top of them. The universe literally catered their survival. We're seeing sandwiches stacked impossibly high, mountains of burgers, desserts everywhere. Patrick's munching on what he describes as a yummy, delicious, super terrific sandwich. That's basically 3 separate meals compressed into one. Between the massive sandwich and all the other picnic food Patrick demolishes, we're looking at about 2,000 calories. Most people get stranded and lose weight. Patrick gets an all-you-can-eat buffet delivered from the sky. Season 4 makes Patrick actual royalty in Rule of Dumb, and his first priority as king is obviously food. He shows up at the Krusty Krab in full royal attire and immediately orders 10 Krabby Patties, a milkshake, and large fries as an appetizer. Mr. Krabs sees a business opportunity and creates this whole royal banquet situation. There's an entire table covered in food fit for a king, and Patrick attacks it with the grace of a hurricane. He's chomping, he's belching, he's living his best royal life. When the bill arrives, he just declares everything free because he's the king and gets immediately kicked out. But not before also stealing random citizens' meals right out of their hands using royal authority. 10 patties alone runs you 3,000 calories, and when you add the milkshake, fries, and all those extra banquet items Mr. Krabs piled on, Patrick's royal feast easily hits 4,000 calories. Now we're getting to the truly insane territory. Krusty Towers introduces us to a hotel with one fatal rule. The staff must grant any guest request, no matter how ridiculous.
Where our motto is, we shall never deny a guest, even the most ridiculous request.
Oh, that's great.
Patrick, being Patrick, immediately orders 50 Krabby Patties to his room via room service. Not a reasonable amount, not 10 or 15, 50 whole burgers delivered to his suite, which is somehow also covered in cheese for reasons we won't get into. Squidward has to deliver this mountain of food, and Patrick invites SpongeBob to help him tackle it. But let's be real, Patrick's doing most of the work here. By the time Squidward returns, there's just a catastrophic pile of empty wrappers and a satisfied Patrick ready to jump in the pool. 50 burgers at about 400 calories each, that is 20,000 calories in one sitting. That's not a meal. That's an entire week's worth of food for multiple people compressed into one hotel stay. Any normal person would need immediate medical attention. Patrick just burps and goes swimming. As if one 50 patty performance wasn't legendary enough, Season 5's Pat No Pay proves it wasn't a fluke. Patrick walks into the Krusty Krab claiming he has Krabby Patty withdrawal and then proceeds to order 50 Krabby Patties with extra cheese. He does it again. Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob watch in absolute horror as their entire inventory disappears into Patrick's mouth faster than they can keep up with the demand. When everything's gone, Patrick reaches into his pockets for payment and pulls out lint. Just pocket lint. So he's forced into dish duty to work off his tab, where he also attempts to consume the hand soap, commenting that it doesn't taste as good as it smells. 50 cheeseburgers with extra cheese at roughly 500 calories each brings us somewhere between 25,000 to 30,000 calories in a single meal. That's literally 2 weeks of food for a normal adult human, all consumed during what was probably a 20-minute lunch break. Patrick should be in a hospital. Instead, he's just annoyed about doing dishes. The Donut of Shame closes out Season 5 with something smaller in calories but somehow way more disturbing in execution. Patrick wakes up at SpongeBob's place and thinks he stole a donut. He's experiencing guilt, but not enough to stop him from eating it. After consuming it, he immediately regrets the decision and cuffs the donut back up on a string like some kind of horrifying magic trick. When SpongeBob arrives with video proof that the donut was actually Patrick's birthday gift all along, Patrick's already hidden the soggy, half-digested donut in his pants. Rather than confess to this nightmare, he splits the disgusting donut with SpongeBob like it's a generous gesture. SpongeBob takes one bite and turns green. Patrick just chews happily like nothing's wrong. That's about 300 calories of absolute shame. Seasons 6 through 8 somehow managed to escalate things even further. The card has Patrick using SpongeBob's valuable trading card as a burger spatula, then eating while the card gets completely ruined by grease and cheese. That's 500 calories of property destruction right there. Then we hit Greasy Buffoons, where things get genuinely grotesque. Patrick binges on deep-fried everything during a grease war between Mr. Krabs and Plankton. He's consuming Crispity Crunchities, which are literally just chunks of burned grease, and eventually becomes so grease-soaked that he starts licking it off SpongeBob's body like it's a free buffet.
Patrick, no!
Crunchity munchities!
Stop it! Stop it!
If one grease-soaked patty runs around 800 calories, and Patrick's going through multiple patties plus literal bowls of liquid grease, we're easily looking at 10,000 calories of pure cardiovascular chaos. Yours, Mine, and Mine demonstrates Patrick's sharing philosophy perfectly. Consume everything immediately, ask 0 questions. He devours an entire kid's meal, including the plastic toy, before SpongeBob gets a single bite. 300 calories plus serious choking hazards. Patrick's staycation has him literally breaking into Squidward's house and raiding his entire fridge without permission.
What are you doing here?
I'm on vacation!
Which probably nets him around 2,000 calories of straight-up theft. Pet Sitter Pat shows him drinking Gary's entire bag of snail food to test if it's edible. 150 calories intended for a completely different species. And Treats has him eating a complete box of discontinued snail bites until he starts making snail noises, adding yet another 600 calories to the total. But now for what you've all been waiting for. After all the cheese, cookies, burgers, grease, pet food, and whatever else he could get his hands on, Patrick Star has consumed a grand total of 73,250 calories across seasons 1 through 8. That is 146 Krabby Patties worth of food, or more than a month of eating compressed into a handful of episodes. He should be dead, but he's just vibing under his rock, probably wondering what's for dinner. From cheese-covered hooks to 50 patty hotel binges, we've calculated every absurd calorie Patrick's consumed. If you think we missed a major eating moment, drop it in the comments. Smash that like button harder than Patrick smashes a buffet, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on our next breakdown.